I'm Phil Gaimon. I was a pro cyclist for 10 years. Now I'm retired, but I still train as hard as I can to set the best times on the toughest climbs I can find and go on fun adventures on my bike all over the world. This is Worst Retirement Ever.
I'm heading through Hollywood right now up to Hollywood Boulevard. I'm really excited about the video I'm making today. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. We're gonna give you a tour of my favorite road in the world. I'm gonna show you why. It's called Mulholland Drive. This is a road you've seen in movies. There's movies about it. You've heard it in Tom Petty songs. And you've seen it in every commercial. My point is it deserves it. I'm gonna give you a tour of almost the whole thing. I'll get to that later. But this is gonna be really fun. So it starts right here. If you head east from Hollywood on Highland Boulevard, so Highland is like the epicenter of the Hollywood mess. That's behind me. To my right is the 101 freeway, and then Mulholland Drive starts. Highland turns into Cahuenga Boulevard, then turns into Ventura Boulevard. It has an identity crisis, but that's a different video. We're about to make a left onto Mulholland Drive to start this whole thing off with a nice little climb, you know? That's why I like it. Good timing for a Lambo. Good timing. The first climb is pretty short. It's your Hollywood sign to the left, Hollywood Bowl right below me, and the city's over there somewhere. But it's a Sunday morning, perfect time to ride this. The air's cleared up a little bit from the smog during the, it's sad, you can notice the difference on a Sunday. Here's a car on the wrong side of the road. You have to watch out for everything. But safe to enjoy the view for a second. At the very top of the first climb is the end of Runyon Canyon. It's a very popular hiking trail, walking trail, whatever you want to call it. It's paved now, so that's walking if you ask me. Goes up from Hollywood to here. A little further on, you've got Tarantino's house to my right. That's a different video, the Hollywood Celebrity Tour. We'll get a few of those in probably. But the got Tarantino's house to my right, and then Nichols Canyon is that away. Nichols is the start of my favorite group ride. Rips up that every weekend, every Sunday, you know, in other times. And then all the way down Mulholland, the route I'm gonna show you next. Now over this way, you've got the, this is the valley on the right with, that's Hogwarts, that's Universal Studios there, Griffith Park, all the movie studios, NBC, etc. So that's that away, and then you got your city. I want to keep riding. Now a couple miles of twists and turns and hills, and you get to Laurel Canyon, which is, this was a big like rock star spot in the 60s and 70s. I feel like some super famous people did drugs and died and whatnot in there. That's Laurel Canyon. This light, I've spent approximately 1 million hours at this light. This is a light that there's a button, but you got to get all through the sidewalk to get to it. This is one of those where, like, when cars ask why do cyclists run lights, the answer is like, well, I have to because it'll never turn for me. It's a sensor that I don't. Anyway, before that gets cathartic, there is a car in front of me, so the light will turn at some point, and I can get on my way. So as we keep going north, we've got like Sherman Oaks to my right and the valley side. To my left would be West Hollywood. So you can coast down to like the Comedy Store if you live up here, you know, right down there in 5 minutes. This is a spot where I do my annual litter cleanup, or not this year. No one's touching litter or anybody this year, but this is a nice stretch. Definitely like a cyclist haven over here. Here's a fun little downhill towards Coldwater Canyon. So we're in Beverly Hills now. There's an overlook right back there, and Michael Muni's favorite story is that he was riding up here on some weekday morning and saw like an old convertible parked on it, and it was Stallone smoking a cigar and looking out over Hollywood. Why not? Why not, Sylvester, you know? Sly, if you will. That's what we call him in the business. We call him Sly. Now past Coldwater, you can see the, that's Franklin Canyon. There you got Eddie Murphy's house. I've pointed that out before too, but it's dumb to ride by Eddie Murphy's house and not bust the camera out. I like this house up here on the left. I don't know who it is, but I just like a beautiful house on Mulholland Drive with a bunch of toys for their kids in the yard. That's good parents to me. So that's nice parenting. Up here, I love this section because it's so twisty unnecessarily. Look, they could have just paved a straight line, but they didn't. They didn't pave a straight line. They made it twisty on purpose. And that's why we love Mulholland. Now I love that twisty section. Every time I see a car commercial, I count to 3 and I know that little stretch of road is gonna come up every time, never fails. And over here on my right is the top of Dixie Canyon. This is the KOM I got with Jeremy Powers. What's up? One of these houses is Jack Nicholson. I forget which one, but you can't see the house anyway, so it doesn't matter. But he's got an okay view. So I just crossed Beverly Glen, which is one of the lights, the busier intersections on Mulholland. The way you handle Mulholland when you're training here is there's lots of little roads that go up and down that are super narrow and mostly residential. And there's 3 that are basically exit off the 101. So you go down the busy ones, because going down you're the same speed as cars, and then you go up the next empty one. So, and you can play around in that all day, forever, never gets old. So after you go through the top of Bel Air, you get to the 405, which is this mess. But we're clear from that. Over there you can see Mountain Gate, where some idiot thought it was a great idea to Everest. Now out here past the 405, it gets pretty remote pretty quick. And you would think that Mulholland Drive is about to end, and you're kind of correct, but there's a lot more. So we're at the end of Mulholland Drive now. You can see Universal over there. That's Mount Baldy, a couple ridges over. Really cool view. Now we're kind of at the top of Encino area. Behind me, we are at the end of Mulholland Drive, but not the end of Mulholland. Behind me, Mulholland turns to dirt. Now, it's rideable on a road bike. I've done it many times. I stopped, I got scared of it once. This was years ago. I had a lot of tire issues. This was before the tubeless era of my life. So it's probably fine now, but I've got a better option. Stay tuned till Mulholland Part 2.